DC here. Hi guys and gals. Hey, hope you're well. It is Wednesday, so yeah, hump day. I'm out walking. I'm sitting on a rather old bench near a big tree and quite close to where I've brought you a few times walking. I just thought I'd take a mini break and come and vlog. So there's a small road next to us, so there are a few cars that come along here. They think it's a shortcut into the other part of town. The problem is that there's limited speed and so many speed bumps or sleeping policemen, or what do they call them, lying policemen. Anyway, there's a name in the UK which I can't quite remember now, and yeah, so finally to get to that shortcut takes you a lot longer than going to the other way. Yeah, because people are doing it, but people. That's the way it is in life, isn't it? We all like to take the shortcuts. Yeah, that's it's pretty much a standard thing for most of us. Try and take the shortcut, save some time, build it yourself, repair, make your own car repairs. Usually a shortcut is to save something. Could be save money, save time, and so on. And how often have I seen, whenever I take a shortcut or think that I'm able to do something, I'm not. Or I take longer than probably if I'd have asked an expert. I guess the only place where I usually managed to do better than many in that respect at the time was, building my computer or taking care of software stuff and things like that. I was pretty good at that stuff. But overall, it was like repairing my car. Every time, or I think I've talked about it, I thought that I could repair the lawnmower. Well, of course, we had to buy a new lawnmower after that, and so on. Things like that. Yeah, that's just part of the thing. I mean, there are a lot of so-called experts out there, which, these are the know-it-alls. I'm teaching you, I know better. So no, you don't need them. But if you know a few real experts, some good counselors or what, sometimes it is worth it. I think that's one of the things that we realize in life, is that we can be self-taught, but there are certain things where it's nice to have a mentor, to have a counselor, which will, bring us real wisdom. Yeah. Am I being a know-it-all when I'm talking about this? Maybe I am, actually. But I have known, that there are certain books, certain people that are real and trusted, and that you can count on them, be it a real person. Sometimes, like I say, it's a trusted book or what. So there is something about that. Every time the people are slowing down because there's one of those speed bumps just there, and if you're not careful, you will bang your car. And there's a lot of these cars which are really low, and if they're not careful, you can hear. I've heard them scrape at times. Yeah. Oh, anyway, so I wasn't going to get into detail. I didn't know how I was going to start, or even how I'm going to stop this vlog in that respect. But seeing the car go by made me think about, all these, like I say, all the times that I've thought that, going through a shortcut would help me. I think, like I say, there's a lot of things in life. There's a lot of images of that. Yeah. When I started my retirement, a lot of people were asking, oh, well, do you have enough hobbies? Are you going to, spend your time doing this or that? And what are you going to do? And I guess the only thing that I really ended up doing, as I said to people I would not do, is no, I'm not sitting down all day watching television. But there's things that I thought that I'd be doing that I'm doing a lot less than I thought I would be. And I guess that's just the way it is, what we were talking about the other day, about does life go as you, oh, it was one of the questions in a tag. If life goes as you planned it, and so on. And I think that, as we said, no, it never does. Are extremely rare. I have known a few people, have planned everything. Maybe you've known people who've planned their funerals. I've known a couple people now who have planned their funerals up to who would be invited. That's taking account that they would die first. Who would be invited, who would not be invited, and which songs and hymns and what texts and so on. And there was a guy I knew, I have talked about it I think once. He was, I was almost going to say a pseudo-Christian. He was a weird guy. And what he had done, he had pulled out texts that were extremely difficult and controversial to have them preached at his funeral, because he wanted to embarrass, I think, the pastor. Now, one thing, that was a close one. One thing that one has to say is that exegesis of the Bible is something that people forget. Is that usually the Old Testament helps, the New Testament helps to explain things in the Old Testament. The epistles help to explain the Gospels, and so on. And basically, you don't use Scripture against Scripture. You use Scripture to explain Scripture, be it cultural, be it historical or whatever. I'm not going to get into that now. But just saying that, so the pastor worked around that. So, I mean, this guy was a university professor hoping to, even when he died, to, humiliate someone. There are people like that, I am really going all over in this vlog, aren't I? I guess that's the whole thing when you sit down and vlog and you just start and let it flow. It just happens that way. You just end up talking about anything and nothing. And sometimes it's the most interesting vlogs. I don't know if this one's interesting, but I just say in a general sense. Well, I'm going to go continue my walk now. I think I'm going to go through the woods, and I want to check out actually, oh, that's interesting. I don't know if you can still see him. I might have missed it. There's a guy with a cargo bike, and he had a trailer in back and so on. Anyway, yeah, so where was I when I so rudely interrupted myself, as so many people would say. Yeah, so I'm going to continue my walk, and I see the time is passing. So I hope you have a good Wednesday, and well, be back sometime, maybe by the end of the week. We'll see. Okay, take care, everybody. BC signing off. Bye-bye.